Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Thanks so much for joining us. We have another great show ahead for you. I'm going to dive into it with our first guest because he is across the pond, as a matter of fact, joining us from far away, and he is the Global Brand Ambassador for Grants. I'm joined by Danny Dyer. Danny, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Derek. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Tell everybody where we find you there today.
So I'm in Edinburgh, actually in sunny Edinburgh. It's not often Scotland gets sun, but today we got some. So I'm very, very happy.
I can imagine. Well, let's talk, first of all, before we get into grants, tell us a little bit about your background, Danny.
Yeah, so I've been working with whiskey since I was 18, working in a lot of bars, restaurants, cocktail places. I'm slightly obsessed with the stuff. And I was very, very fortunate to go for this role alongside 5,000 other people.
Wow.
Actually, it was a role that was advertised around the world. Long story short, I know we don't have a huge amount of time. I somehow managed to win. I think it might have been the beard, the Scottish accent, or the
Yeah, probably a combination of all of those things. What your obsession? Where did that come from? Why did you fall in love with whiskey? What was it about it?
Because I hated it. Honestly, I hated the first time I drank whiskey. I had a really, really bad experience with whiskey, and then I was up in a little village called Aberlour in a place called Speyside in the northeast of Scotland. And there's not much in Speyside. There's fields, shortbread, and whiskey. And I'd already worked in the shortbread factory, so I thought I'd probably work in the whiskey distillery, you know. And then I found my love for whiskey.
I love it. I'm glad I asked. What a great story. Well, today we're talking specifically about Grant's Triple Wood, and that name, Triple Wood, is very important. Explain why.
It is indeed. Look, I could go into great detail and talk to you about whiskey all day, but there's really no point. Wood is very important. It gives you a lot of flavour. And the three woods that we use give us three very distinct flavours. It's vanilla, sweet, and spice. Something very unusual for a blended Scotch to do.
Let's talk tasting notes specifically. I mean, I think you touched on some of them there, but when we try Grant's Triple Wood, what sort of tasting notes do we find? Let's start with the nose.
So it's got a beautiful cereal, malty nose. It's genuinely like cereal, like porridge, oats and stuff like that. Shaved wood. I know this, some people must be thinking, shaved wood? It honestly has shaved wood in there. Okay. And a little hint of smoke coming through on that nose, but it's really fruity. And that's the big bit I get, like a strawberry conserve or something like that. It's right. Really, really fruity.
Let's talk taste and then finish. How would you describe the taste and the finish?
Well, it's wet and it's good. It's sweet, it's spicy. It's a very, very gentle whiskey. Very, very soft, smooth, and once again, it's got that fruit, vanilla, sweet, and spice. That's the four big hitters for me.
I see as well you have the 12-year-old with you as well. When it ages within that 12-year period, how do those tasting notes change?
Completely different. The 12 is so special. See, if you're going to give a friend a drink of whiskey, give them a Grant's Triple Wood. See, if you're going to give a special friend or someone that you love a drink of whiskey, give them the Triple 12-year-old because it's so much cream, smooth. I'm not meant to have favourites, but 12 is probably my favourite.
Okay, all right. I've got mine here, all right, and I've got, I'm going up to the cottage this weekend. We have friends coming up because our friends that we normally would have up for Canada Day can't make it. So we're doing an early Canada Day. When I serve this, how do you recommend I serve it?
Right, so you can serve it neat, right? It's really, really easy to drink and it's smooth. However, my favourite serve with this has to be the Grant's and Cola, which is really, really simple to do. You just get your bottle of Triple Wood and you add in 50 mils. I believe it's ounces over there. So that's about an ounce of your whiskey. Okay. Once you've got your ounce of your whiskey into your tall glass, you're going to add some ice in there. Ice is super important. No one wants to drink a hot drink. It's a cold, refreshing drink. That's what we're after, Derek. Okay. So once you've put your ice in there, it's as simple as taking your can of cola. Any cola will do. It doesn't have to be Coca-Cola, Pepsi. They're all great. We crack that open. We pour in our cola. And then to finish off, we're going to add in one of these. I believe it's called an orange. We don't eat much fruit in Scotland, but I've been told this is an orange. We put that in to make up some of the fruitier notes of the cola and the whiskey. This is a great first drink of the night, a great welcoming drink, especially for your mates at Canada Day.
Just reassure me, Danny, you've never had a bout of scurvy there in Scotland.
Mate, no, because you eat a lot of sweets and stuff, with lemons or limes and things. I apparently make a lot of cocktails with them as well. So as much as I don't eat fruit, I get my fruit through alcohol consumption, which is great.
I see. Besides cola, for people that have a bottle at home and they're looking for something else that would mix well with it, what else would you recommend?
So this is a great mixing whiskey in general. Old Fashioned is another great favourite of mine, or your whiskey sours. You can have it, actually, I said you shouldn't have hot drinks. We have something called a hot toddy, which is when you mix it with some tea and lemon and honey. Great if you're not feeling too well, but it's just a really warming drink for when it's freezing cold, which I've heard sometimes it gets a little bit cold in Canada. So a hot toddy is a great one to mix into this as well.
I notice you don't have Roscoe the dog with you today, but that's your latest team member. How's Roscoe doing?
Yeah, he's great. He's great. So he's such an interesting dog. It's the first of his type. He's a working Cocker Spaniel who we've trained to work at our distillery to basically smell out some bad wood that might be in our casks that humans can't smell. No other dog in the world like him. He's a bit of a legend, actually. He's just back from a good Woof event where he was in a parade of 200-odd Spaniels. I'm obsessed with him. He's amazing.
I love it. Danny, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate your time, and just want to, cheers to you. I want to let everybody at home know that it is available at your local LCBO, so you can check that out. We'll be right back after this.